Dennis, I think a lot of us could probably relate to that one. All right, guys, just about starting up here. Whoa. You know, that idea of pre-recording a disclaimer for these intros, I think I'm going to definitely do that. All right, guys, so welcome back. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. We first review the watch list, then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone is feeling good, ready to go. I've been trading a little bit here with Itrm and Ctic. I had the most ridiculous loss on Ctic. I was averaging up in this area because I knew that 2.2, I even wrote it down long before we were kind of inching towards this area, based on the 9 EMA on the 4 hour and based on opens and bottoms of these two candles. So 2.2 was big support. I wrote it down. Ended up, averaging my price down, and then it ran up like 8-9% for my average. I was like, what? I got out right before then. But it's not all bad news, because we're actually up a little bit today, $185 so far, because I was day trading ATRM quite a lot. We've had quite a few trades on this one, so we're up 250 on this ticker and down 67 on CTIC. Yeah, let's review what's going on here, because I still think CTIC is going to be an interesting play. And actually, before we do that, let's quickly finish up the housekeeping here. Whoop. What did I just click on? Uh-oh. Nope. Okay. We're all good. That was weird. Yeah, guys. Anyway, quickly, today is Wednesday. It's September 30th, and it's 9:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got another 14 minutes before the market opens at 9:30, and we'll wrap up trading like usual at around, it's tough. I like to say 10:30, but we'll see what happens. If it's really, really hot, we'll continue a little bit longer. The stream around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is usually when we wrap up. Quick reminder for everyone that's new, this is for education and entertainment purposes only. My trades are quick, not meant to be followed. Always know yourself while you're entering and exiting a stock. The community is really a place for us to help each other. Please don't spam or you will be kicked. Check out the video description below for some FAQs, and let's keep on doodling along. CTIC, guys, 76 million market cap, 74 million float, US biotech. It was gapping up 140% pre-market. Sold back quite a bit, but then it started holding. So 230 here, big gap, and then here you can see gave back around 40%. But it is kind of holding. And with tickers like this lately, I think I'm going to be a little bit more lenient on. Usually when we have something a little bit more sustainable, something like ITRM, we'll talk about in a second, I kind of say, okay, 30% pulling back from pre-market highs, that's a big sell-off. But some of these that are going, 2, 3, 4, 500% pre-market, we've been seeing 50 and like 60 and even 70%. Actually, the 70% is like Totalschaden. Like it seems like it doesn't recover from that. But like the 50 and like 55% pullbacks, sometimes those could be really good reversal dip buy areas. So I'm going to keep an eye out for that. So like 30% for like a not so big lead gapper like ITRM, and then I'm going to be a little bit more conservative, or liberal, I guess you could say, on the kind of 50% pulling back. Yeah, so CTIC pulling back around 40% from pre-market highs. They have a new drug application, or NDA, as you see a lot in the news, for severe, you know what? I don't even think I'm going to attempt this word. Thrombocytopenia. Yeah, probably a complete disaster for this, me trying to pronounce this word here, trumbo. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, so nice NDA news. It's tough. I don't get super crazy about it. This one seems a little bit nicher, but at the same time, great. Like, I'm happy they're coming out with drug news. It's just a little bit harder to price it in for me. But between 30 and 50% pulling back. At least it's kind of in that middle range of 40%. So it still has, and it found a nice floor roughly at 2.2. So I think I'm going to be looking for CTIC to maybe hold this area. If it dips below that, which would be around like a 8-10% dip to, well, obviously $2. So if it goes from $2.20 to $2, that's around 10%, right? I would like to probably accumulate in CTIC into CTIC at $2 or close to it. I think that'd be a really, really nice way to go about CTIC. So that's what I'm going to be looking for at the open. We hit that high of roughly $4, which was a pretty big move, and big resistance right above it for sure. But I think if we could break past kind of these bigger zones above 4, and it seems like all the way to like 537, I think really this thing could absolutely run. I don't know if it's going to be that big of a run. We haven't had too many spike days in the past, so this is really going to be a big one. Recent dip here. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I like that today's a little bit calmer. There's not crazy stuff flying everywhere. I really do like that. Let's go ahead and talk about, actually, let's look at CTEK quickly. This thing's just started moving here kind of aggressively. CTEK, look at this, 12 million market cap, 10 million shares outstanding. Let's see what's going on with this ticker. I think we recently traded CTEK, just sounds so familiar. 3-year risk management program with Valley Health Systems. 3-year risk. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, the 12, and shares outstanding. Not too bad. Already at 90%. That's pretty strong here. I guess I would probably take a stab at CTK. Being some sort of biotech, maybe. CTEK. I'm usually not crazy about just blindly jumping on a ticker like this. It's a tech company. USA Info Tech Services. Okay, let's go to Itrm. Let's talk about some of the trades we made on Itrm. I was trading this one a little bit more aggressively. We had a pre-market pullback, pre-market high of 27, 28%. This is what I mean. This is like a little bit more digestible of a company. We have a really nice pull here to the upside, 167% move. We don't pull back more than 27% or 28%. We have a kind of consolidation here. And then we're starting to break out again, forming that second leg to the upside. This looks like a really strong bull flag, so let's kind of keep this one on our eye. I really like what I'm seeing here. 5-minute setup looks strong. 4-hour looks strong. Anything around 1.48 is really big support, right around VWAP right now. 14 million market cap, 16 million float. Ireland biotech, biotech from Ireland. Actually, the same news here. New drug application, a NDA for the urinary tract infection. It's a little bit bigger. I think we all know, heard of that before. So I like what I'm seeing here. It's definitely a bit more of a digestible day. Nathan's wondering Nathaniel, sorry about that. Nathaniel's wondering how I find the float. I usually look at FinViz because oftentimes, because TD Ameritrade only says shares outstanding, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, that is what it is. All right, guys. I'm watching Itrm right now. It looks like it's about to break higher. Keeping a close eye on it. Might do a small entry here. Breaking higher. Nice bull flag. Pull back to 156. Not too much volume yet, though. Removed my limit order because it wasn't as clear as a breakout. Held that first sell-off. 157 looks like it might get chipped away here. First fill at 157, small position size. This could be a little bit of a breakout. Needs to chip higher here. Big sellers there. 160, can we break through that? Looks like we're gonna break possibly through it. We got buyers on this one right now. Really good to see that. Taking some profit on this move at 162. Now it's at 163. Oh, that'd be huge, Bren. I did not. I'm actually going to talk a lot about IPOC and some of the other moves. It was a little bit over my head yesterday. And I was just doing some research. Nice little move here on Itrm. Walked away with about 5 cents a share profit. Not too bad on a ticker like this. Very quick mover, guys. Yeah, George. Oh, by the way, guys, if I'm not active in the chat room for the next like 15 minutes or so, it's just because the market opens, and sometimes if I'm in the trade, I can't really check the chat room. But Itrm overall, like I said, 14 million market cap. That's always where we're looking for, something below 50 and below 100 million. 16 million float. We're always looking for those tickers below 10 and 50 million floats. Yeah, Israel Biotech, it is what it is. Has a catalyst, right? But between $2 and $7 is my sweet spot. So this one's a little bit below that price. The daily chart on Itrm, this one has some interesting gap moves. If we just go here to the chart, you can see we've had spikes before. So it is a recent spiker, but $2 is a big resistance zone on Itrm. Check this out, 180-day moving average plus multi-month, multi-days of resistance there. So at $2. So be really careful with that area. I think Itrm 1.4 to $2 is really kind of where we're ranging in. Actually more like 176, but I think we might hit $2. This is a margin account we're using right now. And there's about 30,000 in it. Itrm, nice move higher here, back at 164. So this is a really, really strong bull flag breakout, guys. Check out the 5-minute chart. Very strong, very good looking 5-minute breakout here. Another minute 57 till the market opens. SPY is up a little bit here, but I wouldn't be surprised if it pulled back a little bit more. I don't know if it's going to be too much of a large cap day. A presidential debate was kind of comedic, but at the same time, I don't really expect that anyone was really expecting anything else. I think it just went exactly how everyone thought it kind of would go. Maybe a little bit worse. Itrm, still watching it closely here. 9:28 a.m. in 40 seconds Eastern Standard Time. Watching it. No trades yet. I won't trade into the open, so let's see what happens. Give it like maybe a minute or so. I'm using my second screen to trade Itrm. It looks exactly like this screen, but the order book is a little bit longer. The screen is a little bit taller. That's really the only reason I'm using it. Plus, I'm going to be using this screen to switch between other tickers that I might be looking at. Michael B. Fan Club, savage. All right, guys, good luck, everyone. Make sure you switch your orders here. Good till cancel a day if you haven't done that. Extended hours, get that out of the way. Extended hours stops don't work, and then you will have issues if you're trying to get out and you accidentally create a stop. Horrible, annoying alerts come out from TD Ameritrade that freeze everything. It's just a nightmare. CTIC I'm going to put on my screen for this window. I just want to be watching 2 stocks. Let's go. Here we go. Itrm, small move higher. Nice move on Itrm. All of a sudden at 179. Itrm I think is halted. No, it's still ticking. Could get halted. Really nice breakout. Woo! All right, I was thinking, it could go up, but I wasn't expecting an instant breakout like that. Ctic hits exactly $2, right where I wanted the entry. I should have talked about shoulda, coulda, woulda, had a limit order ready to go in this area. Itrm is halted here. Congrats to anyone that went long on it. Southern Green. Ctic making a nice move. This is exactly what I wanted actually from Ctic. So I'm a little disappointed I didn't get that dip. There was literally no way I probably could have got that unless I had some limit orders placed ahead of time, which I usually never do. But that was a quick move. So I'm just going to be watching Ctic here. Anyway, Itrm is halted anyway. It's going to open up at 35.23. So let's keep an eye out for that. Ctic, I'm just watching it right now. We also have Ctek, just kind of selling off though. It doesn't look as interesting. Ctic is kind of like one of the lead gappers right here. I mean, kind of the second lead gapper. Nice move, Ctic. Look at solid move here, 11%. Woo. This could be the first pullback. Watching it closely. Big volume on this one. A lot of people are probably going to be trading it. 2.4. Can it hold? Tried to do my entry, but it was a little bit late. I'm going to remove that order for now. I'm removing all my orders for now. I'm not a big fan of these pullbacks when they happen right away. I'd rather have the ticker hold its highs. We've had whole videos about this exact setup right here. Don't forget to drop the like, guys, if you enjoyed the content. If you're totally new here, consider subscribing. We're going to be talking a lot more swing trades in the recap today. Ctic, 2.4. Could be an entry. Holding its highs. I got to say it's holding it, but I still don't really feel super comfortable here in this area, especially after that flash sell-off. I do know 2.2 is big time support, so I would feel comfortable buying a little bit closer to 2.2. 240 getting tested again. To me, it's getting tested way too much, so I think it might pull back here. Yep, there it goes. Starter size here at 23. More support here at 21, maybe. Just another size here at 24. Take some profit off the table. Bit of a weird mover, this ticker, I gotta say. You guys just saw a classic example where TOS gets in the way. That was a classic example right there. So annoying. You guys saw that. I double-clicked, error message came out when it should have just removed it. I have that setting in place where it should just remove it. I don't know. That was probably, I don't know if that was a winner or loss. Either way, it's a scratch. Doesn't really matter to talk about it. Seeing some support here. This should have a retest of the 9 EMA. CTIC is going to open up. I mean, ITRM is going to open up here really, really soon, basically in a minute. I don't like this pullback. I feel like it's a little bit strong, so I close my position. 15% dip already. Possible second order. Looks like the bounce is actually going to happen. I try to do one last trade here. Go ahead and remove my order again. I'm kind of chasing this around a little bit. Come on, I hope it just does one capitulation or something like that so I can get a good average. I'm not sure if we're going to get it. ITRM is going to open up here, guys, in like 10 seconds. Possible entry on ITRM at around, I don't know, 1.7, something around there. Oof, big pull higher, 193, moving higher so fast. Remember, $2 was the big resistance on ITRM that we were talking about before. It's at $2. Might get halted here. Absolutely insane. It's up 20% since the open. Barely has traded. ITRM looks like it's going to be halted here one more time. There you can see it. ITM halted at $2.03. CTIC, let's see what's going on. 616 thumbs in here? What? No way, I don't believe that. Thumbs as in people, I'm guessing. 333 concurrent views. That's huge. These are great numbers, guys. I really enjoy trading with you guys. It's really good fun. All right, CTIC, I'm watching this one closely. I'm watching ITRM right here. It's halted. It's going to open up at 40 and 59 seconds. No trades right now live. Let's see. Just waiting here. 216, seeing how far CTIC can dip down. We do know that $2 is pretty big support on this ticker. Now that ITRM is halted, I think people might be looking at this one again. Not that much volume though we got. You only use thumbs. That's funny. Was thinking anything CTIC below 10 cents, I'd probably consider. Not sure if we're going to get that though. 210 is acting as some decent support. Might get chipped away here a little bit. It's a bit of a lot of back and forth. I don't really see it reversing just yet though. 208 acting as a bit more support. $207 might get a fill here. Nope, missed it. Wow, that was literally on there by a hair. Am I being too cautious? I don't know. I don't know. CTIC and ITRM are really the two main lead gappers here. Most volume, biggest percent gainer, both of which are small caps. CTIC is a bit more into the kind of large small cap, kind of mid cap territory, but it's still, fairly small cap. $208 might break. The reversals on CTIC aren't as strong as you might probably hope for. What's American Airlines up to? Up 3-4%. Snow's up 6%. That thing's absolutely crazy. All right, ITRM is going to open up really, really soon. Another minute on this one before it opens up. CTIC looks pretty solid for a potential move higher here. If it pops above from the 9 EMA, this could be a possible move back to VWAP. CTIC possible entry here closer to $2. ITRM is just about to open up here from the hold. Watching ITRM on my second screen. Big buyers overall on CTIC. ITRM should have opened, so it looks like it's going to be a 10-minute halt. Suspense is killing me. First size on CTIC. Second size on CTIC at 2 cents, $2.02. Looking for a double bottom. Fairly good risk reward. Maybe we'll see that break of the 9 EMA. That's roughly at 13. New minute starting right about now. All right, selling off a little bit. Should have took my profits there. Was up about, I don't know, 4% or so. Looks like it's going to crack here. Tempted crack. Yeah, could have been averaging down, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Bit of volume coming out here, 202. $2, big support for now. Yeah, I could have got a second fill in. Still a lot of kind of healthy movement here. We know there's big support right below. I'm going to take some size off the table here at 08. $208's got to get chipped away a bit. I would like to see this go into the 12s. once this gets moving, it could start moving pretty quickly here. Here we go. 9s, 10s. Let's see it. All right, we're out of this one for now. You know, what I should have done, I should have made 2 trades out of it, but it's like, hindsight, everything is 2020, guys. Hindsight is always 2020. I walked away with like $100 profit on that one, so a little bit north of that, so I can't complain. Really thinking CTIC could be a really, really nice VWAP retest at some point. I don't know if it's going to break $2. I'm a little bit worried on how it's trading right now, so I would really, really hate being stuck in this one on a flush of $2, past $2. That's my current dilemma here with this one. $45. Is that when it's going to open up? $45.59. So it should be opening up. ITRM should be opening up here pretty much any second. If this is the actual, if it's going to be a 10-minute hold, which it should be. ITRM here. Boom. Wow. Wouldn't open on ITRM. Let me quickly pull this up, guys, on the screen so you guys can see it. Quick little pullback here, possibly an entry at $2. Big sellers, though. This one got halted twice, 10-minute halts. I don't know if I want to dip by this one. I feel like it could easily get stuck on a halt to the way to the downside. And right now we're at a really nice big resistance, 2.5. I'm not wild about this one. I kind of feel like it's a little bit overextended. I don't know. And looks like it's halted again. So there he goes. Halt fast. Yeah, I know. It's really ruining it. Honestly, ITRM was so nice to trade pre-market because it wasn't getting halted every 5 minutes. It was an absolute beauty to trade pre-market. I really, really enjoyed it. Really clean, breakouts, pullbacks, retest, breakout again, pullback. It was just like really, really good stuff. But the amount of halt it's having is just scary at this point. And MP says he blinked and couldn't get out. Unless you're a girl, then she. Don't wanna discriminate here. What's up, Matt Skills? Anymore. We had some really, really nice ones out of the gate, and you know what? Let's not rush it. Let's just wait till we see another opportunity. I think CTIC could be that opportunity. I like what I'm seeing overall for this ticker, so I'm going to give it a bit longer here for maybe a nice setup. We have a 5-minute breakout, guys, and I'm looking for some sort of 1-minute pullback, some sort of 1-minute setup here for my entry. I was trolling through Reddit and you found some of my old posts. Oh, nice. Posted all sorts of stuff there. Sometimes I just post a video, and sometimes I post like some ridiculous trade results. I don't know what post you found. That was like, are we talking about like crypto stuff? Like how long ago are we trolling back? Because I just remembered, I think I also posted some crypto stuff back then. CTIC, big resistance here. Maybe we can find some sort of setup though. I got a 15-inch laptop, and then on my second screen, I think it's like a 19 or 21, I forgot. I feel like I should be able to tell the difference. It's quite big, my second screen. And then I have a laptop to my left, which is a Chromebook, but I'm going to get rid of this one pretty soon. It's just too old. Gotcha, mostly charting. Yeah, I did do a lot of stuff on charting. Ooh, that was a heck of an open, guys. 949 now. CTIC. Quick pullback here, but I think there's a lot of momentum here, somewhat to the upside. A bit of buy volume kind of increasing. Volume in general increasing. Possible entry on next dip. Markets are somewhat green. Still a big wall of sellers. Oh, momentum's piling up here, guys. CTIC, I would not be surprised if it hit VWAP. Boom, there it goes. Literally what we were waiting for. I was trying to be a bit more conservative, waiting for a secondary entry on a bigger pullback. Try to get another entry here at 2023. Looking for one more breakout of VWAP here. 27, big support, big buyers. 230 getting chipped away. Ah, just missed that. Whatever, it is what it is. That was a nice move here, 14-15%. I wanted here, like, yeah, I got too conservative. I wanted to move here at the 13, didn't get that. Ah, it is what it is. All right, CTIC, looks like it's back in the game. Big volume here. Watch out for a second flush, though. Be a little careful with this one. Big resistance above. Let's see what kind of setup we can get. CTIC is a bit larger of a company. Itrm just opened up here, hit $2, finding some support. CTIC held that area extremely well. Happy to hear, Fahad. Itrm, support it too. I thought I'd be trading Itrm the whole time, not CTIC, but that's just how it goes. That was a nice breakout on CTIC. That was a really, really solid move. Itrm might get halted again here. Look at those buyers, such a bunch of eager beavers here. Let's see where this goes. CTIC. I would have wanted a break of 2.4, but so far we're not getting it. Itrm halted again. Possible entry here at 37. CTIC. Moved limit order down to 36. Wow. This thing is just taking off. I'm removing my limit order on this one. I don't really trust these setups sometimes. Hold on, Eric. I see the question. I just can't even read it right now. Got to be focused on the order book. I don't really trust this move. I feel like I've been in this situation many times before. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Could easily break. I wanted that initial move. I wanted this move right here. I was expecting this thing to go actually to like 211 or so. We didn't get that. By being 1 or 2 cents too conservative, I missed that whole entire move. So I need to manage my risk reward a little bit better. My overall tolerance, my adjustments, just, you know, sometimes a little bit skewed. Definitely should have got a bit more aggressive on that one, but hey, it is what it is. CTIC, still possible entry here. I mean, this is technically a bull flag. I just would have liked to see a continuation already. It's just this CTIC was showing a lot more selling off than anything else. Sometimes you see these kind of attempt to break back above VWAP and then it just flushes back to the downside. We've been stuck on a few of those. So I'm having a little bit issues getting it long this one right now. ITRM, when's it going to open? Should have. Usually they always do the 5 minutes halt, but like we've seen now, we've been seeing 2 10-minute halts on ITRM, so it's a little hard to say. CTIC, it's trying so hard, but I think a lot of people are really nervous on this one. We've been seeing a lot of selling pre-market on CTIC, a lot of selling, and this one constantly had issues getting back above VWAP. That's why I'm so skeptical here on the CTIC. On CTIC, I just know that this one pre-market was having the most hard time getting back to the upside. So I felt like there was more to the story than I was aware of. I felt like there's big sellers on this one, and that's why I didn't decide to buy this. Now I could have probably traded a few like really scalpy moves in here. That's always an option. So Eric, P&L open is since the trade has been open, and then there's P&L day. That's I removed that one. That's how long the trade or the profit for that specific day. Since the open of the day. Nice, DMC. Happy to hear, man. Those short selling is always extra sketchy on small caps. 2.2, big support on CTIC. Yeah, Corey, me too. Nice, Corey. That's a solid move. You held that one longer than I did, so really sweet stuff, man. I wanted that second entry on CTIC. I was like, no. Oh, that could have been one of those moves that, you know, quickly gives you an extra couple $100 on the day. ITRM opened up here at 1.8. Looks like it's trying to move higher, but I still don't fully trust this ticker. I don't want to get stuck in a halt, so I don't think I'm going to be trading ITRM just yet. Don't want to be overly biased though, so I got an open mind. Just kind of those are my first thoughts when I saw it open up ITRM. Yep, exactly, Eric. That's it. 9:57, guys. Got another 30 minutes here. Let's give it our all. But no need to rush. It's always a weird thing. It's like you got to get aggressive when you see the right opportunity. But if you don't see the right opportunity, don't get aggressive and just kind of sit there. Unless you have a whole different trading strategy and you're doing something totally different. You do you. Everyone does it. Everyone else, each other, themselves. CTIC. I like this 2.2 support zone. It for sure is an interesting area. ITRM really finding a lot of support around 170. We've hit this zone several times now and trying to bounce back up. VWAP is roughly at 165 on ITRM. $1.6 to $1.5 is big support on ITRM. Nice, DMC. That's some dedication. Good for you. Everyone does everyone else. Yeah, Mike, I was like, that can't make sense. They're always different based on the scanners, man. Check out the video description below. We have videos to the scanners. Not 220 here. CTIC, I would not be surprised if it dipped below 220 solidly, maybe back to $2 or so. Well, while it's a little bit quieter, guys, especially for the new ones, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you're totally new. I'd love to see you again. Join the community. We're going live every morning at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We start the stream earlier just for the chat room, so if you guys want to talk pre-market, you can do that as well. We also have a Discord and a bunch of other goodies. Check out that first link in the video description below, and you'll find everything you need to know. We'll be talking about swings in a little bit, or usually around 10:30, but it's always kind of a wiggle room because it really depends what the small caps are doing. CTIC is still kind of finding some support here. Itrm, a little bit nervous that it's forming a bit of a bear flag and it's trying to break lower. 167 is big support though. Well, it's definitely a little bit of slow action right now. I'm gonna take a sip of this coffee. I'm gonna take a quick breather, and I guess, I don't know, it's a little bit slow here roughly at 10 o'clock. We'll probably see some action in like 5 minutes or so. I'll be right back. Nothing like to stand up for a second. Next week, we're going to be back in Berlin, guys. We'll have our standing desk. It's going to be like the holy grail. Yesterday, my knees were feeling really weird during the stream after sitting for like 4 or 5 hours straight. All right, so like we were thinking, CTIC selling off here. All right, I usually lick that off. Looks like Bren's already all about the large caps. We'll switch over soon enough, but so far we're seeing a lot of energy here, so I don't want to go too early. Switching around. CTRM looks like it could enter a possible secondary entry. We have a double bottom around $2. Itrm breaking higher now, slow and steady. Technically, we had a 5-minute breakout. I'm not super stoked about this one with those giant pullback halts, but the order book is absolutely wild on Itrm. I don't know if you guys are just watching it. It's just flying left and right. Yeah, check out the import page. There's a video, some videos on that. But George, I'll definitely post some more videos. That's a good point. Wasn't really thinking about that. Maybe next week Saturday. Next weekend Saturday. Oh, Itrm just got halted. Anyone long Itrm? A good idea, George. Just putting a limit order on CTIC. This thing sometimes randomly flushes. I don't think I'm going to get an entry, but I'll just leave it on that. I would show Itrm more often, but I'd be switching screens all the time for no reason because it's always being halted, so it's just not as interesting. Ooh, see, this looks like some of you guys are. Propane is. Why is it halted? Volatility halt. Just gets stopped. Just check out NASDAQ halts if you want to learn more about that. David sold right before the halt. $10:07, guys. What can we do in the next 23 minutes? Can we do some silly stuff? Can we do something amazing? Can we just work on risk management? I'm just gonna hawk, go full hawk mode. If I see a good setup, I'm gonna go for it. Otherwise, I'm not gonna do any more trading. Mika's long. Whew. Michael says bong hits. I'm living on the edge there. Can you check out ALNA? ALNA was another ticker, actually. I was looking at pre-market. 45 million market cap, at least it was around 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, with a 20 million float. US biotech. They have strategic $25 million in convertible debt financing. Not like a catalyst I'm going to be jumping around about. Kind of makes me a little bit on edge. But hey, you know, with the weird catalysts we've been seeing, and sometimes no catalyst, not too bad. Good call on ALNA. Possible pullback here. Entry. Looking for a continuation. That was a really, really strong pullback on ALNA. Good call out. Monster, good call out so far. Well, a good call out, doesn't matter how I trade it. Big volume breaking out. This thing's curling up, guys. This is right now probably the more interesting pick right now. Small position size on ALAN for me. Took my profits at 78. I think this thing still has a way to go, but I'm going to take my profits for now and just let it be. And maybe we'll have a second entry on it. Great call out though. Great call out, Monster. Just like yesterday, Corey calling out, what was that ticker? It was right in time. Great move. Bought the pullback, and we made a tiny, well, we made a nice little profit. I sold way too soon. The move was really nice. I think it was ADIC. Or is it ADIL? And my C looks like an L. ADIL. Yeah, I can't even write it anymore. Good call. Yeah, ADIL. Huza was a different one. I remember Huza. It was a freaking wild ticker. CTIC, guys, pulling back here. I have an alert if it breaks below like 208. Still watching ALNA. CTIC just broke. Have a limit order around 2 and 201. I like the increase in volume on ALNA. Why is that so hard for me to say? Bigger support around 164. I don't think I'm going to get long ALNA until we see maybe a solid VWAP retest. We have really big resistance on this one. It's having some hard times, but I do like the overall volume kind of coming in now. This one definitely has spike ability. We're over the 180-day moving average. We have 166 big support and $2 bigger resistance for now. Let's see how it goes. I don't know, Itrm might be halted right now. It's off my screen. First move to like 165 maybe, 166. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, just had a limit order chilling there. We'd be up like 2% maybe. Would have closed it right away again. It's halted, yeah, crazy. 10-11 halt. Thanks for letting us know, Michael. Michael Fan Club. Hilarious. CTIC, guys, is crawling up here again. I'm not crazy about it at the moment, but it is making some interesting moves. Can't deny that. ALNA, possible entry, first size possible at 163. There's fairly decent support on ALNA, I gotta say. Not really sure that this is gonna really sell off much more. Removing my limit order for now. This reoccurring post. Feel free to post it. Eric. Watching CTIC on my second screen and ALNA with you guys on my first screen. If you have activities plus position window open in a separate window, it screws up your alerts. You can see the lack of bells on the far right of your alerts. Existing positions. Always close that window before closing TOS. Can have it open when your TOS is open. Interesting. Related to alerts. I don't have my position size open any on my sizes or P&Ls open anywhere besides the monitor tab where, well, that's always the case. All right, guys, I'm going to give it another pretty much 13 minutes here. I will be happy to keep trading longer if the market allows for it and we have the good opportunities. Right now, ALNA looks like it might break VWAP. Here we go, 163. Looks like this is it. Either, yeah, break, do it. You won't break it. I'm using reverse psychology on the stocks. Works every time. Might also be my computer because it's just a little bit older than it should. For a streaming trading computer, it's just its prime was 5 years ago. Let's just say. Itrm is a dumpster fire inside of a train wreck. Jacob. Dang, that poor Tigger, man. What did it do to deserve that? ALNA looks a little bit dead, guys, right here. Unless we really started seeing this thing curl back, I'm a little bit worried what is going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead, pull up Itrm on this screen so we can check out this this dumpster fire in a train wreck. 50% of the time it works, 100% of the time. Kid, is that... I feel like I'm being quoted right now. Well, that statement makes sense the other way around. That percent of stats made up reminds me of the interview or the kind of debate almost between Elon Musk and Jack Ma. It's from Anchorman, gotcha. CTIC, guys, pulling back here to $2. This could be a possible entry. And right now it's at 213. I wouldn't trade this one very long. I would trade this one on the backside of the move on a double bottom. I wouldn't hold this one very, very long. I'd be looking for pretty much a basic base hit. So like a half of base hit, more or less. ALNA just a little bit light on pretty much every front at the moment. I gotta say, ITRM is still good fun to watch somehow. It's probably fun to watch because it's only had so many moments where it was actually traded, not halted. I feel like it's been halted today more than it's traded, so it's just like, ooh, it's doing something. That's a strategy, so it is what it is. Wow. Okay, things are getting a little bit slow here. I'm not gonna lie. With another 9 minutes to the 10:30, I don't know. I might just already call it a day here. Let's see what kind of pullback ITRM has and CTIC. I really need to stand more. You guys want to know what my good luck charm is? It's these trading pans. They got Tiggers on them, so I can always see what the stock market's doing, even when I'm away from the computer. Ooh, look, CTIC might be selling off here. Looks like SPI is coming back from the grave just a wee bit. It has that big 9.5 resistance zone. Right now it's pulling back. Could see some 9 EMA support. Long term, this one is just absolutely terrifying. I really wouldn't be holding this one long term. Found decent support though off 7, so kind of an interesting move from there, up around 30%. I wouldn't be trading this one. I don't think so. Could easily keep on running though. I mean, next major resistance once we break this area, if we break it, it's going to be around 12.5. ITRM will break 2 again, Max says. Yeah, it could definitely happen, especially in the afternoon. Some little power hour move. We've been seeing a lot of heavy duty moves in the afternoon. Some really good stuff. So today, I think one thing I did right today is really trade with smaller size, which obviously limited my upside today, but it made me way more mellow on cutting losses, getting re-entries, buying breakouts. It just allowed me to be a little bit more nimble. Yesterday I had an accidental fill at like almost $7,000 share size. Today I was doing you know, a lot of trades around $1.5 thousand, just like tiny share size, just kind of getting back in the wheel. And I think that allowed me to kind of be a little bit more profitable today, even though we were trading with small share size. So it looks like we're going to end the day here $492, which is great. Because, you know, Monday we had a red day, we lost $50. Yesterday we had a red day, we lost like $200. So in the last 2 trading days were red, I lost $250, but today is green and we made almost $500. So that's what being a day trader is all about. It's not really about being right or wrong or having, you know, good days or bad days, and it's just, you know, managing your risk. When I was having some trouble trades, I just tried to manage my risk a little harder and not trade when I saw opportunities to try to, you know, get aggressive a little bit more. Even with smaller position size, we were able to walk away with bigger profits. So sometimes you don't really need bigger position size to make more money. I mean, obviously at one point you do, but, you know, psychologically, big position size definitely has its own taxation system, and it's a mental taxation system. It puts a little bit more emotions into every trade, and then sometimes you just can't hold through pullbacks. I mean, yesterday we had one of the best dip trades. I chickened out, I scratched out, took a $300 loss pretty much, and it was actually could have been like a 10, 20, 30% even winner. So it's just like, that's what large position size does to you sometimes. Ctic, watching this one, it's inching its way down here. Could be a possible trade around $2. Nice, the final countdown. Sweet move, man. I don't know, Josh. That's a really hard thing to say. Yesterday we only made 2 trades, and it was a pretty decent red day. And then today we did a bunch of trades, smaller size, and it was a better green day because I had a little bit more, you know, flexibility. I was cutting. We took a lot of losses today. It's not like we had a bunch of green trades. We had a bunch of green trades, but we also had a bunch of red trades. But the second the trade went against me, I closed out, right? And that sometimes is a little harder to do with big position size because you're more invested. Watching Ctic right now, just a little bit. And then let's just open the filled orders. So we had quite a few trades today. We'll talk a little bit more about the amount of trades. Actually, we can just kind of pull that up here. We did 14 trades today. Sometimes this number changes a little bit. I don't know all the science behind this number. I feel like now we'll see what happens tomorrow. So yesterday we only did 2 trades. So yeah, now we're 14 trades and nothing too crazy. So I'm going to be taking money out of this specific account, probably like 2K today. So we're going to be around 29.2 roughly after today in this account. So yeah, nothing really too interesting there. Move it into some other accounts. All right, guys, let's talk here. Let's talk some tickers here. Let's go ahead and close the day trading. And actually really quickly, 10:27, 10. Go to the 4-hour. All right, this is the best time usually, guys, to throw me some questions if you have any questions. There is one thing I want to point out, and if you guys, let me just open here my so September After today, we're going to be roughly at $4.5 thousand profit, which is pretty nice. What did I want to say? So yeah, this was the big loser we took yesterday, 4% loss on a bigger position size. So a lot of my trades today were roughly like 1.5, so much smaller. So yeah, if I use bigger position size today, obviously, you know, maybe it could have been $1,000 profit day, but maybe I would have had one big loser, which psyched me out and totally took me off my groove. So I'd rather lock in $500 than you know, having a big loss or something like that, which ruined the whole day for me. You know, as I get more comfortable, you know, we're going to increase our position size anyway. So who cares if we make $1,000 today, or if we're going to make it anyway in like 1-2 months from now, more consistently without so many emotional drawbacks. So I think that's more important. I would probably put more weight on that, because this channel and trading and everything, we really focus on sustainability, longevity, and you know, emotional swings is just going to give you a heart attack. So that's not good. Am I using any hotkeys? Bartholomew says, yeah, I use Alt D a lot. Alt D, all this one does is it cancels my trade orders. So if I highlight cancel all, it says Alt D. I could use Alt A and Alt S to join the bid and join the ask based on my quantity. I don't use them that much. I noticed that they actually just kind of mess me up a little bit more. Workhorse, I still think it's overextended. I talk about that one quite a lot, Javier. But yeah, I don't know if it's something I'm going to be buying. Oh, look, 2 questions on hotkeys back to back. It's funny. Yeah, so Alt D is the only hotkey I use, and then I use the ladder quite extensively. The reason I use Alt D and not cancel all, one, it's quicker, and then 2, if you actually move on the order book, so let's say I have an order here, and I move this up to, let's say 22, and then it gets executed, there's a high chance, a very high chance, I'm like talking like a 70 to 80% chance, that TOS has an issue. Because of that, bugs get created and TOS crashes, and I have to restart TOS. This is a confirmed bug. I'm not making this up. TD Ameritrade support told me personally when I complained about it to them, and they're like, yes, this is a known issue. We don't know when it's going to be fixed. They said they're working on it. Ever since they told me that, I was like an Alt D mania person, so that's why I use it. Yeah, fair enough. The final countdown makes sense. I like to sell out having to click 4 times. That's funny. Boom! Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Eric Baker, for the $5, man. I really appreciate it. Drop the mic. That's the funny looking. I just wanted to call it pineapple, and I was like, it's probably not a pineapple. I think it's a pear, but just never know these days. All right, so let's go back and talk here some. Let's talk swing trades. Yeah, Alt D cancels all my limit orders. If you guys, you know, this is something you guys can set up, obviously, yourselves. This is just how I have it set up. It doesn't mean that it's the right way. It wasn't a default. I don't know if it was a default. I don't think it was. But let's just say it wasn't, just for simplicity, so you guys know how to change it. If you go under Active Trader, scroll down here a little bit, you can see that cancel all is now Alt D. So I made buy the bid, Alt A, sell on the ask, Alt 7, Alt S, and then Alt D is cancel all. So it's kind of like you're playing a video game, right? ASD. I should make something for W. What is W? Auto send on and off. Oh yeah, that's important. That's pretty important. That's auto send. You don't want to make a mistake there. Oh, guys, a lot of swing trade questions. Let's move over to it. So, I don't know if I have an answer to that. I'm still learning a lot about those companies. And let me actually go to post, and I want to make a whole video on this later today. And I'll make sure to post this in the, or actually, you know what? Since we're on the live stream, maybe I could already post this on the live stream. How do I get over to the live stream? So I would really look into SPACs. If you guys aren't subscribed, consider subscribing. We're going to come out with a recap video today focused on SPACs, special purpose acquisition companies, and with a focus on social capital. I was looking into these yesterday during the live stream, and I realized I had pretty much I knew a bit about SPACs, but I didn't know about social capital. They were the ones that did the merger, and they brought Spce on. Now they're doing Open Door, and then they have these different kind of funds that buy these companies, and then they help them become public. We're going to talk a little bit more about these. So I don't really know too much about Open Door, to be honest. I'm just kind of hearing about it for the first time, so I can't really give you guys an assessment on this. But what I do think on IPOB is I think these guys have a pretty good track record now. I gotta say, this is really, really impressive what these guys are up to. And now they're already raising capital for IPOB, for Open Door, and this company is going to be acquiring them at some point. So you guys can read about the merger here, and it's going to be interesting. So IPOA, for example, IPOA turned into Spce, which you guys are all aware of, Spce, Virgin Galactic, and that happened sometime over here. Let's kind of go into this one. Sometime, where was that IPO? This was, I think, sometime leading up to the IPO. Well, technically it wasn't an IPO, so I shouldn't say that. This was in October 2019. I don't know if this is going to go back far enough. Yeah, so no. Actually, hold on. I wrote down here. October 28th. So let's go to October 28th. So October 28th was right around here. This is when SpaceX IPO'd, and actually, not SpaceX, sorry about that, Virgin Galactic. God, I really should not be mixing that stuff up. So 28th, I'm gonna go back again. So that was right here, this peak, and so it looks like their Virgin had their IPO price, or not IPO. They got their merger. They went public. This was the official trading day for SPCE, right? This is when the ticker got migrated over from IPOA. And then it looks like there was kind of a bit of a downturn. So it looks like there was a lot of anticipation, right? There was a lot of people buying into this company, and it wasn't until kind of a month later till this thing started really ripping to the upside. So if we just kind of go back here and kind of think about what happened, this thing really started ripping up here and went all the way to a high of 13. So it looks like it was around a 30% rally. I'm not totally sure, from 10 to 13. It's a little bit under a 30% rally. So now if we go to IPOB, this is going to turn into Open Door, which I don't know what the ticker is going to be in the future. Whew, I gotta catch up with the chat room here. So the last one, there was that 30% run up, right? And it looks like that's kind of what happened here. And then all of a sudden they had a gap up day. So now we have a little bit more hype in the markets. Now we know what happened back in end of 2019. We know the markets got much more aggressive than in the past, especially during Corona. And now it's like people are really, really getting ready for Open Door. Maybe they like the company more than Spce. I don't know. So this thing might be a little bit overextended here already in this area, but maybe it's going to keep going higher. So IPOB, I'm a little bit skeptical here. 19.43 is really the interesting zone. What we could have done with IPOB is actually probably look to try to trade this on a 9 EMA dip. Really kind of nice move here. This really reminds me of a lot of tickers that I've traded on a move like this. If it was RKT, CLSK, we've done so many moves on a breakout like this, and we buy the first pullback. I missed IPOB. Well, coulda, shoulda, woulda, but I didn't. I don't know. When's the launch date for this ticker? Do you guys know? I really do think IPOB would be a good swing trade, though, at one point. I feel like maybe there should be a bit more of a pullback, but at the same time, you just don't know. So what I would be looking for on IPOB is probably some sort of move back to the 17s, honestly. I feel like that might be a little bit too conservative, but that's probably where I'd be starting to buy. I don't know, maybe it's too conservative, but I'm going to be looking for something like that. You could probably get away with a decent trade around 18 or so and look for a continuation, but let's see what happens for now. AXTI, like electronic technology for a swing trade. I actually don't know about that one, but I could look it up. But first, let's look at IPOC. I'm not totally sure what IPOC is going to be working on. There were some interesting articles that I found on IPOC. This is like my cheat sheet here. This is, where was that? I just wrote it. Holdings to come. Oh, and Social Capital, they've actually been so busy that they went ahead and they're already raising funds for IPOD, IPOE, and IPOF. And they raised $2 billion after raising $1.6 billion for the blank check companies IPOA, IPOB, and IPOC. So kind of crazy stuff there. Really worth checking out, guys, in your free time. But we'll go into this a lot more later on today's recap video. Yeah, I'm not sure what IPOC is yet gonna be ready for. Okay, so those are those two companies. I would probably consider buying IPOC on a pullback as well. I think both of these are really interesting. Obviously, we've seen really good work so far from Social Cap. So yeah, let's see what they're going to be up to next. Diola says August 29th launch date, IPOB. Are you sure about that? That's pretty far in the future. Diola says yes. I guess I'll remove it, but I just got to link article. So feel free to link the article and I'll add it here as well. Thanks, man. Or Diola, thank you, lady. I don't know. Is Diola guy or girl? Name. But appreciate it. All right, sorry guys, I see a lot of tickers being called out. Sometimes it takes a little bit to like really thoroughly think about a ticker. So that's why I'm trying to do a little bit more due diligence here. Lady, Diola, nice. Sorry about that, transgender name. It's actually cool, I like the name. Not just saying that, anything, I mean, my name's Alex, right? It's like the most basic name. So every time I see like a somewhat unique name, something I haven't heard before, I'm like, nice. All right. Let's get back here. Sorry guys, you guys are calling us out a lot of tickers. I'm being totally slow, so don't hate me too much. Let me pick out one of these guys. AXTI, let's start with this one, AXTI. I was not looking at AXTI. I really don't know about this one. This looks like a little bit more of a small cap here, actually, maybe a mid cap. PE, blah, 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 shares. Okay, 40 million shares, a little bit on the higher end. Well, for small cap, 253 million. Okay, so this is kind of like a mid cap right here, AXTI. Interesting. So I always feel a bit more comfortable swing trading mid caps. So that's already a good start. It's like, it looks like 4 to 3.5 is interesting support. We were ranging this area for a little bit. We had kind of dipped lower here, found some support again. Then eventually we kind of broke back higher. So this is a key area because you kind of see we had that last little retest here, try to have a fake out breakout back above it, got failed, retested in this area. I really kind of think that 3.7 is a little bit something I would probably consider as support as well. Nice breakout here, but I don't want to clutter the charts right now. Pulled back below it, had a retest here, tried to break out here several times, didn't work, and then we had that nice big breakout, big pullback, and then a breakout back to this area. You can see we retested this area. Let me zoom in a little bit. We retested this area, came back down again, had support on the 9 EMA, and then we just kept on moving up. So let's see where we can find some more resistance. Well, if we go actually to the daily chart, you always want to start as far away from possible. So that was my first mistake actually just now. So let me make sure I'm okay. Perfect. Now it looks like we're as far away as, actually that's not true. Let's actually go one more here to the weekly. You always want to start as far away as possible so you can get the bigger picture, right? So it looks like AXTI was roughly at 49.56. This, now all of a sudden I'm like, ooh, okay, this is a little bit more something I should probably be worried about. Looks like $40, some big resistance. Whoops, which is I click on. Roughly $20 is a kind of support zone. Looks like a channel right here from 20 to 23, roughly. You know this because if we actually zoom in a little bit more back here, you can kind of see that we had an attempted breakout when we consolidated in here a little bit. This was always a big support zone until we cracked it. Then it actually became resistance, and then we constantly kept on pulling back to these areas, showing big support. This was a bit of a lump-sided breakout area, and then here we go again. We broke to the downside here. We tried to do a retest. We probably did it pre-market. Again, did a little bit of retest in this area and been selling off ever since. Okay, so we know AXTI back in this area did a lot of, I don't know, it's kind of been like a stagnant company. What it does look like though, it looks like there wasn't a lot of dilution going on. And that actually gives me quite a lot of confidence because there's a good amount of volume back here, just like recently. So that's a really, really good sign. That means that we're dealing with probably roughly there a similar amount of share size. We had that low here of 0.66. It's a very big low for a ticker like AXTI. So this thing really, really sold off. $7 is kind of the next key major resistance zone. So keep that in mind. Probably not totally worth mapping out a lot of these zones on this ticker. 662. Yeah, so let's just kind of zoom in from here. And then again, I would probably very quickly just kind of highlight the importance of like 6, that area. So if we go back into the daily, let's kind of zoom back into this ticker. All right, Scott, I put you on timeout for a bit. If you want to come back, email me at alex@tradejournal.co. We usually never have issues in this chat room. So that is why I muted you for now. Oh yeah, Wild Boy. I was even back in when I was in high school, when I was like really tired for some reason, I was scrolling through Publix. I would eat espresso beans. I was just walking around Publix. It was the way to go. It is quite addicting. I need to do it again. Oh man, I could really go for a pub sub, 100%. Baby girl says, hey, can you answer me, please? A lot of caps, baby girl. You sold ITRM at $2. You sold $2 ITRM. Not sure what you mean by that. That means I sold it for real, or I need to wait. How it works? Can someone help me? There's more questions. I feel like that comes out of that statement. Honestly, it sounds like you sold it, which means it's gone. If you're not sure if you're holding a stock anymore, call your broker and ask them what's going on, because if you don't know, then it's better to double check. There's times I've called my broker as well, and I'm like, what's going on? So there's no shame in calling your broker. I do it probably more than anybody. There's been times where I called them like on a daily basis. TD Ameritrade has really good support, but that looks like something you should definitely double check on. Jared, that's good advice. Check the activity tab. Always be able to double check. Yep. So yeah, getting back to AXTI, guys. Again, it's hard for me to give you the full story on this one. I don't really know what AXTI is all about. I don't know much about this ticker. What I do know, it's definitely benefiting from the EV macro trend. And it looks like right now it's still in a very healthy upward cycle with a big breakout volume. So that's looking really, really strong. I would see the next level of resistance around $7 where I'd be taking profits, or it's taking some profits at least. 5.5 is bigger support. So this could, keep on running here. I don't think, it's over yet. So I think AXTI is a really, really interesting ticker for some swing trades. If I was trading AXTI or swing trading it and investing in it, I'd be looking to add on bigger pullbacks. So far, it still looks like it's trending to the upside. So interesting pick there. Nice work, man or lady. God, I'm going to be messing that up all day. Once you mess one thing up, I feel like it's just such a slippery slope to keep mixing it up. So good call out. Person in the chat room. What do I usually say? I feel like I never have this issue. Now I don't even remember what I usually say. All right, I'm going to quickly go through a little bit of a power hour session here. Let's go through some of the tickers that we're looking at, some of which we are holding, others that we would like to get back into. Sonos is one of those, and my God, you guys probably don't want to hear me complain about Sonos anymore, but yeah, we've been really, really missing the entry on this one. So that's pretty painful. I'm going to put an alert here, see if it breaks above 16. I got an alert here if it goes below 14. If it does, I want to be jumping on Sono again. JETS, I've been waiting for this one to pull back into the 15s. Now it's kind of running up here a little bit, so not looking too good. Actually, before we continue here, let's very quickly go to SPY. The futures on the SPX, and let's kind of see what this ticker or this index is up to here. These futures are up to. So looks like we held here. We were saying, this is the big question mark zone. Are we going to hold this area, or are we going to have another dip under the 9 EMA? Because technically we are in a downtrend. We actually broke higher here. So I would argue that the next place of resistance is roughly around 342. So it looks like stocks have still a bit of a ways to go back up before we meet some bigger resistance and maybe have some selling pressure come back in. So buying in these areas, looking for a little bit more continuation, not necessarily the worst idea. I do think we have more selling off ahead, but for now, it looks like we're in a short-term upward climb, and yeah. So let's just keep that in mind. Just be like the younglings and say, bro, fellow human being. That's good. Thank you, man. Here, usually where it's the proverb, man. The proverbial man. That's been. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with that. That's funny. Okay, let's keep going here. We got to wrap up at 5:54. We'll be wrapping it up fairly soon, and then we will be going back into the recap video, which I'm excited about. A lot of new stuff I'm trying out for the recap video. Okay, boom, American Airlines. Is this a trade for me at the moment? No, I'm still waiting for this thing to pull back a little bit more. Like I've been saying, I really do think it's near all-time lows. I think it found a big support area. I don't think it's going to really fall off a cliff majorly again, but I do see one more dip possibility on this one. Boeing, BA, similar situation here. Really, really strong sell-off. But you know, I really shouldn't start being so overly biased to the downside because we are having some pretty nice pops above the 9 EMA, and I probably could have snagged a lot of them. So shame on me for being so pessimistic. I should have, could have, would have, you know, bought on this pullback to the 9 EMA and look for a continuation to maybe something towards like 180 or so. Totally realistic. RCL, I had a limit order at 60. I removed it for some god-awful reason. Again, was too pessimistic, waiting for the market to trend lower. So, yeah, I missed a lot of entries last week. So I don't want to keep repeating that. That's why we didn't talk really too much about swing trades, because there wasn't too much for me to talk about. Besides, I missed a lot of swing trade entries last week. CCL, Carnival Cruise Lines. I'd rather buy RCL, but that's just my current take. AMZN. Really, really nice dip below $3,000. I'd be waiting for something, a bigger dip around 2.6 or 180-day moving average. I think to me, AMZN would be more of an investment. I don't think I would swing trade it. I could see myself holding that easily for 5 years or so. So buying on a bigger dip on AMZN would be how I would like to play it. Intel Corp. I gotta say, I'm really impressed that this one's at 52. I was not expecting it. 53.5 is big resistance. So the big question is, can we get back above 53.5? For me, I don't know. I'm not going to be jumping into it in these areas. I don't feel like there's good enough risk reward for me on INTC. So I'm going to kind of leave this one for now. Let's go ahead, kind of mark this area here at 52.67. So yeah, this is kind of the area we got to break through now with INTC. Kind of close to 53, but it was actually more 52.7. So that's where I think we're going to be seeing some resistance on this one. AMD, strong pullback so far, but has made a bit of a recovery here at 80. Bigger resistance in this zone. I don't really see this one hitting the high again at 94.28. I would expect this one to keep selling off. Scott Donald Campbell is here. Scott, we weren't having issues before you were here. I'm not totally sure what the problem is. We're really here to talk about stocks, and we're not here to insult one another. I don't really get what the issue is. All I know is that we're totally getting off topic here for no reason, so it doesn't make any sense. All right, let's keep going here. I gotta get back on track. Let's go ahead and start off again with SPCE. This is another ticker you guys probably heard me talk about quite a lot. I actually have a limit order on this one. Let me actually open that up. Around $18. Was looking for a bigger pullback again. I don't really want to get long SPCE in these areas. I still feel like it's over valued, and I could easily see this ticker kind of pulling back here to 10. Remember, we were saying that they had that big run up to 13, and then on the August, like what was it, October 28th or something like that, and then they sold off quite a bit to 6.9. So it was a lot of hype. Now there was a second cycle of hype, and I feel like there's a, we're just kind of selling off on this one. So if I bought SPCE, this would be a fairly quick trade. I wouldn't be holding this one very long. Cool. Any suggestions on any classes? It really depends what you want to be doing. If you want to be doing, swing trading, day trading, investing. If you have a Skillshare account, check out the Foundation video series. Or if you don't have one, check it out for like 2 months. It's totally free. We have a day trading video series. We have a crypto series. And a lot of that information you could apply to swing trading. Not so much investing, but you could definitely apply almost all the technicals to investing as well. The strategies shift a little bit, but it's going to give you a huge amount of foundation. Let's check out SPR. Yeah, let's do it. SPR, and then we'll go ahead and go on to Tesla and some of the other EV companies. SPR, Sprint Aero Systems, Inc. Is this the... No, Sprint. I read Sprint. Spirit, Aero Systems, SPR. Spirit Aero Systems. What I like to do on this one is actually open the charts on this, not the charts, but the actual company itself. Thanks, Dex. So if you go all the way down on FinViz, you can kind of see here what they do: design, manufacturers, and supplies commercial aerostructures structures in the United States and internationally. 3 segments: fuselage, propulsion, wing systems. Director recently sold. But you can't really learn too much from, director buying and selling. Sometimes they just have that stuff set up automatically. Sometimes they're profit taking. Sometimes they're tax harvesting. You just don't really know why an investor is buying and selling. Scott, make sure to add valuable information. Wouldn't buy that stock, terrible company, isn't super helpful. Just remember, always trying to add value in the chat room. Yeah, super true, David. The cutting losses is very, very difficult with a limited account. We had the same issues. So it looks like they're getting a lot of stock coverage here. You can always have fun and go through the stock twists, but it's usually all over the place. So I'd have to learn a lot more about this company to give it a kind of valid assessment. But again, what you can always do is start on the weekly thing, kind of see what kind of levels is at. Obviously, fundamentally, you want to be on board with the company. I don't know anything fundamentally really about this company besides that they're kind of in the manufacturing industry of airplane parts, and yeah, it's hard for me to give a full assessment, but I do know that if this is a quality company and they've sold off a ridiculous amount sometimes starting and probably when everything else was selling off in March. Actually, no, a little bit before that. So they were having some troubles before then. And then in February, they really were one of the first companies to fall off a cliff, which in my eyes kind of shows that fundamentally there might be something a bit more wrong with this company than meets the eye. Obviously, I don't know exactly what that is. But We've had earnings come out and dividend paying payments, and it looks like, you know, a lot of the earnings even resulted in a bit of a spike to the upside. So no matter how bad they're doing, it probably means that they still have cash on hand. Now, these are all just total estimates, but it looks like they found a bit of support here. It looks like they might survive because they haven't sold off again. So yeah, if this thing starts moving to the upside, I could easily see this going up 70% and having a triple top here. So that would be a zone I'd be looking at for SPR. Anywhere in these zones, really big resistance for now, but I could easily see this having a move. And you know, we definitely know that there's a bit of resistance right around, or support right around 17. So that would be probably a zone around like 17, 16. If it dips below those areas, be like, you know what, I'm just going to cut my losses. And I think that's a pretty good risk reward for SPR. Again, I would have to look more into the company myself to make a full case on it, but right now it does look like it has decent risk reward. And looks like it had a little bit of a hammer candle here, which is actually a bullish candle. So SPR, really interesting ticker, good find here. Worth probably looking into for sure. If I see stock going up and it has more buyers than sellers on TOS, do you plan for it to go up? I do look at volume very closely. So a big breakout candle with big volume is usually confirmation. I typically don't buy on a breakout candle, but I buy on a pullback near 9 EMA, almost exactly like this. Right here, big breakout, big volume breakout, pullback to the 9 EMA, right? I don't think I would have held this one very long because this had a big amount of sell volume, so I would have maybe considered getting out of this candle fairly quickly. Not to mention the goal, right? If you're here, the goal would be roughly 36 to 40 because that's where we had former tops. So your goal would have been kind of already hit. So it's like, that was a lot of selling. The goal was already reached. Maybe this trade's already over, right? So it's like you got to be kind of quick on something like SPR. But we've had really nice moves overall. We're just a little bit slower in the same exact strategy. So like going back to SONO, this was exactly the move here on this ticker. Let's go to the 4 hour. We had a nice big breakout here. We bought the pullback, right, closer to the 90 EMA, and then we held this. We sold on our goal right here, right? That's exactly the same setup here with that nice break at 16. We had the big volume breakout here at 16. This is a 4 hour chart, so it looks a little bit different, but that's pretty much the same concept. No problem, Michael. All right, let's USEG. That was out yesterday's runner, right? Like I say, I don't swing trade small caps really, and I don't really hold these tickers overnight. The day trading small caps, I day trade them. I don't hold them usually for more than like 3-4 minutes. So yeah. I don't know enough about USEG to really give a full analysis, but I don't know. To me, yeah, okay. So I was about to say that it probably is a runner that just usually doesn't hold its spikes too much. Ooh, CTIC now below 2.01. Yeah, so we've had a lot of spikes in the past. This thing never really holds its highs too well, sells off quite a bit. $5 will probably be somewhat of a bounce zone, but I wouldn't be surprised if it broke 5 and went really quickly to 450 and then maybe even low 4s. And then I'd be really worried that it didn't spike again and broke 4 and then keeps on selling off, guys. That's why I don't hold these tickers. They usually only go in one direction. That's to the downside. It's never, I know you probably don't want to hear all this, especially if you're long USEG, but I'm just gonna, like, I'm laying it down like if I was long it, and this is just the case. This could easily pop, 10-20% on anything. You just never know. I don't think it's going to come out with an offering anymore because it's already sold off quite a lot. It would have already came out with an offering, but that's a lot of sell pressure here, and I think the only one buying USEG is, I don't know who's buying this one at the moment, but a lot of back holders are definitely holding it from these areas. So any spike, it goes up, it's going to be sold into by back holders. So that's why I'm not super optimistic on USEG. It's one of those tickers where maybe in like 2-3 months from now, we see it again as lead gapper, but it only goes to like $6 or $7. And then we say this was a recent runner and we don't maybe want to trade it because we know there's a lot of back holders on it. There's going to be huge resistance along the way. So I'm already thinking a month from or two from now, where we're going to be seeing USEG, and we're not going to really want to trade it. Yeah, David, that's exactly how it is. If you're in a loss and you're already holding a few more hours, and then all of a sudden you're holding overnight, and then all of a sudden you're holding a few days. I mean, I've done that before, and sometimes I get lucky, and there's a spike, and I sell into it, and I, break even, or sometimes even make some money. But most of the time, you're selling at a big loss, or you're just holding until it gets delisted. It's not a fun place. Happens to everyone, though. Let's go really quickly here through the rest of the tickers. I'm not going to take very long for anyone. I'm just going to kind of go through the chart. We're a little bit over time, and I got to wrap up here before my knees literally leave my body. Been sitting down too long. That's what happens when you are traveling and you don't have your standing desk with you. Oh, whew. Okay. Got to do some stretches here. All right, Tesla. Would I be buying Tesla? Probably not in these areas. I'm waiting for Tesla to go, again, sell off, and then I would put it into my investment portfolio more than anything else. NKLA, we're not really touching this one anymore. I think this is just going to be having a very, very deathly downward spiral, which it is. But, there's been some really good dip buying opportunities on NKLA, so I probably should have got a bit more aggressive on some of the dip buys. They were really nice bounces. SHLL, kind of feel like workhouse on this one, just like it's totally, this is a really big move. But I gotta say, it's holding its size really nicely. I just wouldn't feel comfortable buying on any sort of bigger move to the upside. I would rather buy this one on larger pullbacks like the 180-day moving average. It's just a little bit more comfortable in my eyes. I think all the EV stocks are way overextended, and we've seen big cracks in momentum now across the board, even with Tesla, so I'm just a little bit nervous about that. CLSK, supplying batteries to all these companies, not all of them, but EV kind of company in that sense. Momentum fading a little bit, a lot of volume fading as well. I don't know, not a trade yet for me. KCAC, I would love to enter KCAC below 16. I don't know if we're going to get it, but that would be a gold mine area for me, somewhere around $14. Yeah, that'd be sweet. Again, I don't know if we're going to do it. ADT, I really want to see this one back at 10. I'm long ADT. Our average size is, I don't know, like 850 or something like that. I know that $8 is big support, so I'm going to keep holding it for now. RKT, again, waiting for this one to go into the IPO area, roughly at 17.5. Otherwise, I probably won't be entering it yet. $20 is massive support, so this could be really, really, really nice. Let's keep going here. Cvac. Yeah, we've been waiting for this one to break the 40 and go more into the 36s, 37, 38. Keeps finding big support here, so maybe this is honestly the time to start getting a bit more aggressive on it. I don't know. I'm still waiting for a bigger sell-off, one more sell-off in the market, and then I'm going to start getting much more aggressive on these positions. LMND, similar situation, nothing new there. XPEV. We almost had the entry on this one. It really ran away from us. So I really like this strong double bottom here. This looks really good. We had a nice bull flag here. I missed that breakout. So I don't know, really good move on XPEV. I don't know if it's going to break 17 anymore. I really think XPEV may have found a bottom. So guys, next bigger dip on XPEV, that might be the one where you're going to be thinking, I wish I bought it. So just keep that in mind with XPEV. Right now it's looking really, really solid. Yeah, let's see where it's going to go. AMC, it's kind of funny that we always talk about this ticker somehow. AMC, yep. I don't know. I don't really see a trade on AMC. Although that last bounce on AMC was really not too bad. Yeah, right around, what was that, 450 or so? Man, I should really be getting aggressive on AMC much, much more. But another dip under 4, I'd probably be looking to buy AMC. Scott, look, man, you're causing controversy again. What do you want me to do, man? You're really like, you're not just distracting the whole chat room and making people upset. You're ruining the whole flow of things here as well, and people are having a hard time contributing. So it's just not what we want to see, man. RXT, we got a nice rounded bottom. This one, I'm waiting for a break of 17. I don't know if we're going to get it. That's like really conservative, so we'll see. We'll see how we end up treating this one, but most likely I'm going to keep waiting on RXT. Volume fading a little bit. I know we have big resistance on this one, so I'd rather see this come down a little bit. Yep. I couldn't agree more. And all right, let's get back here. DKNG, another ticker that we wanted to get long on, and we did. I wanted to buy back on it. I didn't. Nice move here into the 60s. This is really impressive. This is still in a clear upwards trend. It has not had a big crack of momentum. So I think DKNG is a really, really nice continuation pattern here. And, you know, it's kind of something I should probably be getting long on, I got to say. But I'm not, and that's just how it is. So I don't know. PENN. Similar situation, but I know even less about PENN, but it is in the online betting and gaming kind of section. BETZ is an ETF on all that. So if you guys want to ride the sector without taking micro risk, check out BETZ. CVS. Yeah, CVS and Walgreens, really strong bounces on these two tickers. And I think they found a bit of a bottom. So I do think both of these could be actually interesting swing trades on any sort of pullback. I would probably consider it myself, but no limit orders out for these just yet. Was waiting just for another dip, and we just didn't get it. DPHC, no trades on this one. Snow, I can't believe this one. I just honestly can't believe it. I thought we were going to break 200, but we didn't. It is what it is. GME, GameStop. This one's really, really strong, just constantly trending to the upside. I think it might even break $11 here, probably have a new high at one point. So really strong mover, GameStop. Another ticker I need to read more on. And then GE, General Electrics. It looks like, guys, this one's finally having a little bit of a pump here above 6. I really would like to see this one move a little bit higher, back above 6.4, and then break this 180-day or 180-day simple moving average. I think GE could be a good hold, especially on the next kind of market downturn. I think GE has found a lot of support. We're kind of near these big lows. I'm waiting for at least a move back to the 180 moving average before I probably sell this one. I could see a big move to $8. Might take profits in that area. I don't know, but ultimately I could really see something, you know, back above $10 into $12. I don't know. It's a big company. I don't really see it going anywhere just yet, and I'm totally comfortable holding this one for a little bit. Yeah, Dex, really good. It's really good to remember that, and that definitely doesn't distract you. Bloom Energy. Why does this sound so familiar? This is actually another ticker that I just don't know enough about, but definitely worth looking into. Nice upwards trend. And there's actually a few energy companies I want to start, you know, researching a bit more about, and pretty cool sector. By the way, here's the Spirit Aerosystems website. Definitely looks very established. It's a pretty old company, so totally makes sense. Bloom Energy Corporation, Electronic Equipment and Parts USA company. It looks like they're having a bit of a flat top breakout here, roughly $18. So nice move here on BE. $2.2 billion company, no dividends, strong upwards trend. Yeah, BE, good call out. I really do think we're going to see a break of $20 on BE just based on pure technicals. Again, it's hard for me to comment on companies that I don't know anything about, but just purely on technicals. We know that kind of this 15 zone was huge resistance. We broke it. We had another big resistance roughly here at 18. And now we're looking like we're going to break it after a little bit of consolidation, a little bit of an upwards trending triangle pattern. So ascending triangle pattern. Those are very bullish typically. So I like what I see here. Again, I would go through the fundamentals, but overall, PE looks pretty good. Webull is not a bad broker. I would definitely recommend Webull, but I think TD Ameritrade is better as a desktop platform. Webull has a really nice web platform though. PLTR. All right, we got to wrap up here. So PLTR is the last one we're going to look at. PLTR direct offering. I'm not sure why it's not updating. No, we'll just use it here. All right, so PLTR does not look like it's a company. September 23rd. Actually, it might be. It just hasn't been updated. So sorry. I guess it could be. Not a lot of information on this ticker. It's definitely better than Robinhood. Again, don't know a lot about this company. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of information about this company. The charts aren't loading on any sort of website. Oh, finally something actually popped up. Let's go back to 6 months, see if anything pops up. One more. So did they IPO today? I'm not totally sure what's going on here with this ticker. New today. It's a new IPO. Interesting. Yeah, not totally sure about it. I don't know. We could look back on it. PLTR, new IPO. I'm not crazy about trading IPOs. I have a bunch of videos on how I do go about trading IPOs, and it's typically, waiting for a little bit more price action to come in, and then buying near support for a fairly quick move. So yeah. All right, guys. I gotta wrap it up here. It was good fun trading with everyone today. Again, like always, really, really nice that we wrapped it up here a little bit with a green day. Super happy about that. Obviously, I need to go to unlimited account specifically for day trading. So yeah, wrapping up with $492, and yeah, just super awesome stuff. And thanks for the call outs today, guys. I think, was it ALNA? Those $90 are all thanks to you guys, because you guys called it out, and I checked it out. It looked good. It was on my watch list as well, but I wasn't watching the tape. And then boom, took a nice dip trade on it, and we sold into the rip. So that was really, really cool. Love the community. You guys are amazing. Don't forget, we're going to talk a lot about SPACs this evening, so definitely check out the recap video. I will see you guys then. Like always, guys, take care. I just read what Esmil said, and that went into my head. I said take care. Like always, guys, stay safe. Make some awesome trades. Don't do anything silly. Don't overtrade. I'll see you guys this evening. Ciao, ciao, guys.